Hello, I'm Howard Rome. I'm an ASP pioneer and a former board member. The presentation I'm going to share with you today is around the 2017 ASP strategy and a one-page strategic plan. This presentation should be of interest to any of you who want to know how we did it, how the plan and the strategy were created. There are two videos. This one describes the steps we used to create the strategy and plan, and the second video describes how programs and initiatives can be aligned to that strategy. Building on a previous strategy completed in 2015 and a business case analysis, we created this new 5-year strategy and plan using virtual teams. Teams made up primarily of board members over a 6-month period. I facilitated this effort, and along with Lori Bakopoulos, chairman of the ASP Chapters Committee, we created a framework to cascade ASP strategy to programs and initiatives. We used 6 steps to develop the strategy and create a one-page strategic plan. Before we talk about those steps, though, let me spend just a minute talking about strategy. The word strategy can mean different things to different people, and there are many different ways of creating strategy. There are also many different frameworks for creating strategy. I've been doing this for some decades, and the 3 things that I've found most important in the framework you choose are: number 1, thinking strategically about what you're doing, and more importantly, what you're trying to accomplish in the future. Second, using a disciplined approach and a common language to develop the elements that make up the strategy and plan. And third, connecting these elements in a clear and compelling story for employees and for the organization to accept and act on. It's a story that helps employees, or in the case of ASP, volunteers and staff, become more strategy focused, more clear spoken, and more focused on high performance and results. Strategy is about making choices on a path and a plan that an organization takes to get from where they are today to some desired state in the future. Multiple strategy options are possible to get from point A to point B. So a key part of strategy development is choosing what not to do. Our ASP strategy is a path and a 5-year plan for getting us from where we are today in 2017 to where we want to be in 2022. We created this strategy and plan using our association's strategic system best practices. These are contained in the ASP body of knowledge, originally developed in 2009 and periodically revised over the last 8 years. We started with the previous plan and the business model created in 2015. We updated several things from the previous plan to help create a more strategy-focused association. We created a set of continuous improvement strategic objectives to make strategy actionable. We added balance to the strategy by adding specificity to an existing strategic theme and by adding a new externally facing strategic theme. We made our goals more sensory and measurable. We created a set of core values. We added strategy perspectives and created a strategy map to show how the association creates value for its members. We connected financial planning directly to strategic planning. We added strategic performance measures, or KPIs, and yearly targets. And we prioritized strategic initiatives and developed a framework for alignment. The logic we used is based on the notion that strategy has altitude, and translating strategy into action requires an understanding of the different elements of strategic management and how they connect and support each other. The development process starts with knowing who are your customers and your stakeholders, and understanding their needs and their value proposition through their eyes. The rest of the elements of strategy follow in a logical order, and the final strategy and strategic plan connect these various strategy elements into a story that the whole organization can use to become more strategy-focused and results-oriented. We started with an assessment of what we know and what we don't know about the internal and external environment that we're in, our core values, our financial position, our business model, our capabilities, and about what other associations are doing in this space. Strategic conversations among the board members and other stakeholders help shape the strategy elements in the final strategy. The previous vision and mission were revalidated after this process started. A new set of core values was developed, and elements of the member value proposition were identified and discussed. 4 strategic themes and associated strategic goals define the final strategy. These themes are number 1, thought leadership, number 2, certification, chapters in other communities, and member service excellence. Strategic goals, written in end outcome language, make the themes and goals actionable and provide a bridge to align supporting programs and initiatives. Strategic objectives are a key element of any strategy development. Think of these as the DNA of your strategy, the basic building blocks for defining strategy and turning them into action. 13 strategic objectives describe the ASP strategy. These are written in continuous improvement language, and these objectives then form the structure for ASP programs and initiatives to accomplish our mission and achieve our vision. To make strategy actionable, we identified 4 perspectives, or strategy dimensions. 2 are results perspectives, a customer stakeholder perspective called ASP and members, and a financial perspective called financial stewardship. And 2 driving perspectives, the business processes perspective and the organizational capacity and services perspective. The 13 continuous improvement strategic objectives, the ovals in this image, capture the actions our association will focus on to create value for members. We connected these objectives and cause-effect relationships to create a strategy map. The map is a visual picture of how ASP creates value for members. We use the strategy map, the objectives in the strategy map, and the logic model to develop meaningful performance and operational measures, or KPIs, and targets for 2017. Use of the 2 models yields a balanced set of measures, balance between strategic or outcome measures and operational and project measures. We used a consensus process to down-select and prioritize from the many initiatives that we could potentially work on to identify a few high-priority programs and initiatives that would best help us achieve our vision. We connected the strategic elements and created a 1-page balanced strategic plan. The 1-page summary brings all the major strategic elements together and shows how they connect. You can download a copy of the plan from the association website. We also created a narrative, a story, if you will, around the vision, mission, and strategy. This is the member value creation story in words. We'll start reporting actual performance against targets for strategic, operational, and project measures, and display visual performance information to better inform decision-making. In conclusion, strategy and plans need to be dynamic, not static, if they're going to be used and useful. So we'll relook at the strategy and plan periodically and make any adjustments. The next step in creating a more strategy-focused association is to align programs and initiatives to the newly created strategy. The second video in this series deals with this alignment process. If you want to learn more about ASP, please contact the ASP link shown below. If you'd like to know more information about the process that we use to develop the strategy, you can contact me at the Balanced Scorecard Institute link. And if you're interested in how operating programs and initiatives can be aligned to the strategy, please check out the second companion video.